Yeah. Now let us order numbers. In this class, we'll study how to order numbers, compare two quantities, which one is greater, which one is less, and how to represent that statement. Say x is greater than y. How do we represent it? Using those symbols. So order. Now we use these symbols to connect that the statements that we wish to say. Equal to is equal to. So you put a slash across this is not equal to. Now for greater than, this is strictly greater than. And when I put this line below that greater than symbol, it is greater than or equal to. So it can be greater than, it can be equal to as well. Similarly, less than or equal to. Okay. Now we'll see how we are going to make use of these symbols and write some statements. When I say a number lies between 4 and 7, then we write this as 4 less than x less than 7. It is between 4 and 7, so we don't include the endpoints. When I say from 4 up to 7, then we write 4 less than or equal to x because 4 is also included and even 7 is included. 4 to 7. And this can be shown on the number line as some 0 may be here, then 4 can be here, and 7 can be over here. So you put a circle here, shade it, and then connect the two. So the x is between 4 and 7. Now if I want to show the first one, say 4 is less than x is less than 7, then the same thing, but notice that you draw the circles above 4 and above 7, but you don't shade the circle, you leave it open circle, and then x lies between 4 and 7. In case 4 is included, 7 is not included. That is, x is greater than or equal to 4, but strictly less than 7. X is greater than or equal to 4, but strictly less than 7. Then in that case, you have 4, the circle above 4 is shaded, whereas the circle above 7 is not shaded. So this is how it is represented on the number line. So when the equal to sign is included, that circle is shaded. If it is not, it is left open circle. So be careful about that. Take care of the endpoints. Now what about, how do I represent x greater than or equal to 7? So in that case, you have to just mark 1.7, shade it, and all the way to infinity. So just put an arrow mark pointing to the right for x greater than 7. So all the points here on the number line which are to the right of 7, including the 7. When I say x less than minus 3, then you mark minus 3 here. 0 must be to the right of minus 3. Put an open circle at 3 and move to the left. Mark an arrow, draw an arrow with the direction pointing to the left, because we are only concerned about numbers that are less than minus 3, less than negative 3. So all these points to the left of minus 3, and that negative 3 is not included in your consideration. All the numbers that are less than negative 3. So this is how they are represented on the number line. Now we will use this in real life situations. Now how do you write the maximum capacity Capacity of an auditorium is 250 people. That is, the auditorium can hold only 250 people. How do you represent that? Maybe we can have n for the number of people, and it has to be less than or equal to 250. It can hold 250 and no more. It can be less but no more. So n less than 250. Yeah, the box weighs at least 25 kg. Now, how do I represent this writing an inequality? Now, using this greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, using these symbols, the statement is called as inequalities. So, how do I write the inequality for this? W stands for the weight. It should be greater than or equal to 25. It weighs at least 25 kg. So the minimum weight is 25. It can be more. So W greater than or equal to 25. So associate this greater than or equal to with the words at least. So when you see the word at least, you use the symbol greater than or equal to. Now, what are the words associated with less than or equal to? At most. So when you come across the words at most, remember to use the symbol less than or equal to. Now let us write a few more examples so that we are familiar with these symbols. Okay, now 5 times a number is not greater than 100. Another example, 5 times a number is not greater than. There are so many ways to describe inequality. So you have to read carefully and then use the appropriate symbols. So it's not greater than 100. Now this number let us keep as x. So 5 times a number is 5x. It is not greater than, so it has to be less than, and it can be equal to. So 5x less than 100. Now you have a scale, a weighing scale. A scale can weigh an object whose mass is more than 10 kg and less than 90 kg. So the scale can weigh an object whose mass is more than 10 kg or 10 grams and less than 90 grams. So here, how will you write that? We'll keep m as the mass. More than, m is more than 10 but less than 90. So m lies between 10 and 90. I'm not including the equal to sign. Now we'll take a situation where we use this inequality. So here the inequality which I wrote was 10 less than m less than 90. Now let us move to a situation where we use this inequality. Say an elevator can carry 400 kg, a load up to 400 kg. Now there are 5 people already in the elevator who weigh 60 kg. So first let me write that out. An elevator can carry a load of maximum 400 kg. Now there are 5 people already in the elevator. The weight of 5 people already inside, already in the elevator, already there are 60 kg, 68 kg, 75 kg, 70 kg and 48 kg. Okay, now another person wants to join them. He also wants to use the elevator. He wants to step in. What could his weight be? What should be his weight so that he can be accommodated inside the elevator? Now let us find out what is the total of all these 5 numbers. What is 60 plus 68 plus 75 plus 70 plus 48? Let's find that out. That comes to 321 kg. Now you know that the elevator can carry only up to 400 kg. So what is the difference? What is 400 minus 321? That comes to 79. So the last person who can enter, the 6th person who can enter the elevator should be less than or equal to 79 kg. W should be less than or equal to 79. Maximum he can only be 79 or he can be less. So it depends upon the person. Right? So this is one example where we use inequality. Now we will just try to order some numbers. I'm giving you some random numbers. You have to write them in ascending order. The smallest to the greatest. So these are the numbers: 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 9 by 14, 3 by 7, 7 by 10. Okay, some more. 3 1 by 5, 17 by 4, 5 and 3.17. Okay. Now let me use the calculator so that we can do this quickly. Half and 1/4 I know. Half is 0.5. I'm converting them to decimals so that it is easier for me to compare and then order them in ascending order. So 1/2 is 1 by 5. 1/4 is 0.25. Now what is 9 divided by 14? 9 divided by 14, that is 0.642, or I can write 643, correct to the third decimal place. And what is 3 divided by 7? 3 divided by 7 is 0.428. 0.428. 7 by 10 is easy, 0.7. 3.15 is easy, 3.2. 17 by 4. 17 divided by 4. That's also easy, 4.25. Pi, of course, is 3.14 and 3.17. Now I've got the decimal representation of all the numbers that I've given you. Now it's just a question of ordering them. Which is the smallest of all? So we look at the integer part, which is 0. So the first 5 numbers. In those 5 numbers, you compare the 10th digit. 0.5, 0.2, 0.6, 0.4, 0.7. So 0.25 seems to be the smallest. So 0.25 is less than 0.428. It is less than 0.5 is less than 0.643, and that is less than 0.7. So we are done with the numbers which are less than 1. Now we go on to the numbers greater than 1. We have 3.2, 3.14, 3.17. So the next is 3.14, less than 3.17, less than 3.2. You know that 3.2 is the same as 3.20. And last is 4.25, the biggest of all, the largest of all these numbers. Now I have given in the final step, we have written down the decimal representation. But if this appears in your test or your assignment, you will have to go back to the question. You have to give whatever is being given in the question, the fractions, or decimals, you have to have the same representation here. So 0.25 is 1/4, 0.428 is 3 by 7, and 0.5 1 by 2, 0.643 9 by 14, 0.77 by 10, 3.14 is your pi, and then 3.17. 3.17 is 3, yeah, that's given as a decimal itself, so that's no problem. 3.17, then 3.3 and 1 by 5, less than the last one, 4.25. 4 and, which one is that? 4.25, 17 by 4. So this is how you order the numbers. So the easiest method is convert them to decimals, and then you can write it out in the ascending order. Now we will see how to, you insert the symbol greater than or less than 40% and 0.4. That is, you are comparing a percentage with a decimal. So write 40% as a decimal, 40 by 100, which is 0.4, and the other number is also 0.4. So you have to write equal to over there, because they are one and the same. So here they are the same, they are equal. Now next, negative 1 by 3 and negative 1 by 2. Negative 1 by 3 as a decimal is 0.33, repeating. I just write 2 digits, and this is negative 0.5. So which one do you think is greater and which one do you think is less? Now if you don't have the minus sign, if you compare 0.33 with 0.5, this is 0.33 is definitely less than 0.50. But what happens if they are negative numbers? It's just the opposite. So negative 0.33 is greater than negative 0.5. Now last comparison, I'm going to give you some powers. So 10 squared and 2 raised to 10. Now 10 squared is 100 and 2 raised to 10 is 1024. That is, 2 is multiplied 10 times, 1024. And 100 is definitely less than 1024. So you have less than symbol over here. Okay. So try to, when you get these kind of questions, observe the numbers carefully and you decide which is the easiest way to compare. Generally, I feel that comparing these numbers to decimal form helps you to compare the numbers faster.